Today is the first day of school for lots of kids in the area, including most Portland Public School students. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm Chenna Green. Daisy Caballero was in Northeast Portland's Woodlawn Elementary this morning and spoke with students and the superintendent about how they feel headed into the new year.
Everywhere you turn, you can see and hear the first day of school excitement.
I'm feeling good. I'm really excited because I have a really cool teacher.
Portland Public Schools welcomed students back from summer break on Tuesday, where kids could once again be with their peers.
Basically excited to see my friends because it's been 2 months since I've seen them.
PPS Superintendent Dr. Kimberly Armstrong was there outside Woodland Elementary School in Northeast Portland, greeting parents and students.
There's Bishop. Hey Bishop, how are you?
Assuring them learning and safety is top of mind for her and the administration.
Our priority is student learning, and our priority is to make sure that our learning environments create opportunities that bring joy into the classroom, into the hallways every day.
And new this year, PPS will be serving free breakfast and lunch for all students, regardless of their parents' income, thanks to the state's Student Success Act that expanded federal eligibility.
What do you think this is going to mean for all of those students?
Yeah, that is probably one of the best things going on this year, is having the free breakfast and free lunch for everybody. To know that all students in PPS can have free breakfast and lunch every day is going to take such a burden off of families.
Daisy Caballero, KGW News.
Also in our headlines this afternoon, the city of Portland is experiencing an internet outage at some of its offices that's affecting the emergency text to 911 feature.
So the city is warning residents that those experiencing an emergency should call 911 instead. All the information is here on your screen. Also, the non-emergency line is only working sometimes. So the city says if you are in need of non-emergency services, to wait and call back later. 311 is still working, but those calling may have longer wait times. And the Oregon Department of Corrections is looking for this man. He's 44-year-old TJ Harvey Bennett. Authorities say Bennett walked away from a work crew in Salem yesterday. That happened in the afternoon. He was last seen near the corner of Southeast 46th Place and Red Cherry Court. He was wearing a blue shirt, orange vest, and blue jeans. Bennett was incarcerated for burglary last year and was set to be released as early as next month. If you see Bennett, do not approach him. Call Oregon State Police.
An all-vegan grocery store in Northeast Portland says it has to replace its entire refrigeration unit after it was vandalized. The owner of Food Fight Grocery says she's dealt with vandalism and break-ins before, but she never thought anyone would go after the equipment in the back of the store. Friday morning, she says thieves stole all of the copper and aluminum out of the fridge. The cost of a new unit, plus adding extra security measures, is expected to cost about $15,000.
For a small business, it's really hard. You know, we're getting by. We're paying the bills and we're paying our employees, and that's it. You know, I don't make a paycheck.
After she posted about what happened on social media, Sullivan says her loyal customers jumped in to help, buying all the food that was in the fridge last Friday. She hopes to have everything up and running again by the end of this week. If you'd like to help her out, we have a link to her GoFundMe at KGW.com. Elections officials in Clark County, meanwhile, are recounting ballots by hand today in the race for Washington's Public Lands Commissioner. During the state primary earlier this month, only 51 votes separated the second and third place finishers in that race. Democrat Dean Upthegrove and Republican Sue Keel Peterson. That narrow separation triggered the automatic statewide recount. So in Clark County, that county alone has 137,000 ballots to go through, and they started sorting those ballots out over the weekend. Whoever winds up finishing in second will face former Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Butler in the general election this November.
Finding a parking spot along the Vancouver waterfront just got easier. That's because a new 8-floor structure just opened on the corner of Columbia and Grant. It comes with more than 800 new spots, and that adds about 50% more parking than what currently exists near the waterfront. Our Devin Haskins will have more on what this means for the future of Vancouver's waterfront coming up this evening in the KGW News at 5 p.m.
We think we know what it means for Rod Hill. It means he's not going to have to walk 20 minutes the next time he visits the waterfront like he did this weekend.
I'm so excited, yes, about that garage. I may go joyriding this afternoon. Just kind of drive from level to level.
Oh,
that sounds like an exciting afternoon, Rodney.
Oh, yeah, you want to come? No, you find something else to do? Okay, here's a look at Cannon Beach Live. What a fabulous day we have. We had generally less than 5/100ths of an inch, but it was measurable out at PDX this morning and also up along the north coast in Astoria. And Salem had 2/100ths of an inch this morning as well. That's all gone, and basically we're going to move forward to partly to mostly sunny skies, including at the coast. There's Cannon Beach. The tide's out, folks walking up to Haystack Rock. Beautiful, beautiful. And then sticking with the coast, that was up in Clatsop County. Now let's go down to Lincoln County. This is the Inn at Otter Crest, their camera. At the resort. Look how beautifully blue the Pacific waters are. Here's the Resort Vineyards and Golf Club at Aloha. Lunchtime temperature 69 degrees. Just really comfortable stuff. Partly cloudy over downtown and about the same at 68. It doesn't look like we're going to have a big warm up this afternoon. I have a 72 at 2 and 74 at 5 o'clock. Certainly staying in the 70s this afternoon. Now coming up, we have a wind advisory for parts of Oregon. We'll tell you where that is. And also, our 7-day forecast has rising temperatures coming up.
All right, thank you, Rod. We are following developments in southeast Alaska where heavy rains over the weekend caused a deadly landslide. So far, one person has died and 3 others were hurt. Officials have identified the person killed as a city public worker who was clearing storm drains at the time. Geologists arrived yesterday to assess the potential for further slides. Alaska's governor has declared an emergency.
He made spaghetti, but the funny part is he washed his dishes. So he was a nice crook, I guess.
Over the past week, homeowners in Washington near Yelm say that they've been terrorized by a burglar and prowler, and Thurston County Sheriff's deputies think that they know who it is and that he has a warrant out for his arrest, but they haven't been able to find him.
So it's all been happening in a subdivision with more than 1,100 homes outside of Yelm near Clear Lake. Maddie White from our sister station in Seattle has more after speaking to people who live there.
When I arrived Friday morning, I noticed that there was a note on the kitchen table. It says, I needed food badly. I broke into your house. Please forgive me. I ate your food and washed my clothes and showered. Then he goes on to say, P.S. Your popcorn maker wasn't working properly.
Eddie Andujo thought he was being pranked.
I thought it was a joke at first.
But as he surveyed the home he owns in this gated community, he quickly learned this was anything but a joke.
And then I looked around and my kitchen window was broken. There's glass all over the sink and so forth.
Nothing was taken.
He made spaghetti, but the funny part is he washed his dishes. So he was a nice crook, I guess. I don't know.
A nice crook, a polite pest, whatever you want to call it.
And he folded the blankets he used.
The community isn't happy.
He actually broke into my car, and he got my garage key, and he got my gate key.
The Thurston County Sheriff's Office says they know the guy responsible, and he has a warrant out for his arrest in Oregon.
He tried to get into my garage while I was home, and we scared him off. But then he keeps coming back, and then every time we call the cops, there's too much time.
Neighbors say their community's total lack of cell service makes them a vulnerable target.
And then I caught him again on Sunday. I called 911. I could hear them, they couldn't hear me, and they didn't get here in time. He got away.
And after days of community prowling, they want him gone.
He knows what he's doing, and that alone just gives me the creeps.
Again, that was Maddie White with our sister station in Seattle reporting. And she also noted that a police canine search for the suspect this past weekend came up empty.
Now, if he is caught, deputies will have a reason to arrest him because of the warrant here in Oregon.